The federal government has restated a commitment to the adoption of a comprehensive national transport policy, which will invariably form the bedrock for the National Transportation Development Plan, a holistic plan towards the establishment of a sustainable and integrated transport system for the nation. This commitment was stated by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, General Services of the Office of the SGF, Dr. Maurice Mbaeri, at the 6th National Transport Conference 2024 held in Abuja. Daniel Obi was there. He filed in this report.
The SGF in his address reiterated that the administration's commitment towards a safer and secured transportation system aligns perfectly with its Renewed Hope initiative to support economic growth and prosperity for all Nigerians.
The National Transportation Development Plan is of great importance. Looking ahead, it is my sincere hope that the National Transport Policy will serve as the foundation for a larger and more comprehensive National Transportation Development Plan. Such a plan will be in line with the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration to support economic growth, environmental responsibility, and social equity.
Equally speaking at the conference were the FCT Minister, Barrister Ezenwunye Sonwike, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary of the FCT Transport Secretariat, Mrs. Okonkwo Florence Nonubari, the Minister of Transportation, Senator Said Akali, represented by the Director of Roads Transport and Mass Transit Administration of the Transport Ministry, Mr. Ibrahim Musa Omaye, and the Head of Service of the Federation, Mrs. Esther Didi Watson-Jack, represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Transport, Mr. Adeleye Adeoye Ayodeji, all of whom shared their thoughts on the way forward for a more developed and better integrated transport system.
This conference is a unique opportunity to explore actionable strategies and forge partnerships that will allow us to overcome these challenges.
This administration has broken long-standing barriers with the development of national transport policy, a step that many thought was unachievable. Here today, we see it brought to fruition under the Renewed Hope agenda.
I must commend Quetta with this insightful team, bearing in mind the current negative trends in the subsectors. I'm very optimistic that we can surmount these challenges if all the stakeholders are committed towards contributing their quota in strengthening the subsectors.
Speaking earlier, the President of the Council, Mr. Segun Ochuku Obayendo, voiced his frustration on the seeming deregulation of the nation's transport sector, hereby making it a free-for-all and sundry.
Our profession, the transportation profession, is a profession and not just a vocation that everybody, all comers, invited, uninvited, are being part of. Until we make this statement loud and clear and change the narrative and run the sector like a professional body and a professional sector, we won't get to where we want to go.
In his goodwill message, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, represented by Air Commodore Samson Eyekosi, applauded the organizers of the conference as well as the Governing Council of CIOTA for such a remarkable event.
Transportation is not merely a facilitator of mobility. It is a lifeblood of any economy, providing the essential infrastructure and logistical backbone for other sectors.
The three-day National Transport Conference themed Sustainable Transportation in a Disruptive Era, the challenges of developing economics, drew in an assemblage of stakeholders to navigate the complexity of Nigeria's transportation sector. Daniel Obi, ASO Television News.